Hello Scorpio, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is a weekly reading, Scorps. We are talking about what you might be reconsidering possibly over the next little bit here. We are talking about Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So it feels like there is something here that you might be very emotional about that needs reconsideration. So retrograde brings things back for a reason. Maybe it's something that we just pushed away and said, no, I don't have time for that. And I feel like something might be showing up again for you that you might have to reconsider as to whether it deserves another chance or not. And despite what is all over the platform, it's not just about romance. It can be about anything, really. It can be any subject at all. We'll find out what your subject is, and please put on your discernment hat and figure out if this reading is for you or not. Tell me about Scorpio, please. What might Scorpio be reconsidering in this retrograde period? Tell me about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. We've got Page of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Pentacles. I'm just going to say right now, it feels like letting somebody back into your life. Do you let this person back into your life or not? Because it feels like they are showing up again, or a message comes in. They're showing up with gifts. But it feels like there's a reason that they're on the outside looking in right now, Scorpio. Because they ghosted, possibly. The Three of Wands is telling me that we're looking into the future. And I think that's where you are at this time, Scorpio. I think you're looking into the future. Water under the bridge. I'm going to say that you're looking at the things that are going to make you happy emotionally. What is exciting? What is adventurous? What am I going to do in the future? But I can't help but look at this guy sitting here waiting for someone to show up. And they never did. It feels like you're trying to decide whether to let this person back into your life or not. Because somebody, I feel, is either messaging you, showing up, sending you something. When I see the Page of Pentacles, it's not necessarily a phone call. For me, that's the Page of Wands. No, Page of Swords for me is phone call. If it's going to come via text or something like that, for me, that's a Page of Wands. But this is Pentacle energy. We've got the Three of Wands here, but that's the future energy. It feels like something here. It's like somebody shows up, if they know where you live, shows up to your door, or maybe they send something to make sure you still live there. Maybe they're going to send flowers or send something by messenger to see if it returns or if you still live there. We've got the Devil energy. They still feel connected or attached to you. We've got the Four of Swords. Oh yeah, right. I was just looking at this quiver here, has 3 swords. Somebody's got one in the bow. It almost feels like you're going to need to make a decision about whether to open the door or let somebody back into your life, because I think they may have hurt you in the past. I think you're healing from that, but I think they may have hurt you in the past. But it also feels like this. He's got an arrow in the bow, and the look on his face is, I'm not really sure if I should rock the boat. Should I send a message? Should I call? Should I answer the call? What should I do? Should I call them and say thanks for the gift that you sent? Is it manipulation? I'm looking at the Devil here. Is it manipulation to try and get back in your life because they still feel attached to you or connected to you? But it feels like it may have been a ghosting. It doesn't have to be, but it does feel like somebody didn't show up for you when you needed them to show up for you. What's on the table? Hang on. Camera, so you're remembering. Yeah, because there's a candle next to it here. It's an emotional memory, possibly. One more card. Lovers is in the reverse, really. Hey, the Sun is here in the future. The Sun and the Four of Pentacles. It's like I see things correctly. What's being revealed to you is the Four of Pentacles. Somebody really was holding on tight to you or holding back. Let's pull this down a little bit and let's clarify just a little here. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles, please. What is the Five of Pentacles? We have the King of Swords. Ooh. Very surgical, no sugarcoating. Strength card. Someone was scared to face something? Judgment. This is very, very deep. Kind of like you, Scorpio, right? So I feel like this King of Swords tells me that somebody cut someone else out, but it feels like it was done without regard for the other person's feelings. It feels like it was very callous or surgical, or not much feeling was put into it. So it feels like somebody held back words, somebody didn't say what they meant to say, or didn't get to say what they wanted to say. It does feel like a very surgical removal of, it feels like a harsh way in which they didn't show up. So it does feel like the Three of Wands possibly is like they just ghosted. They didn't show up. You invited them somewhere and they never showed up. But the Judgment card here next to this Strength card, the Judgment card is telling me that this has happened before. Like this situation happened before. And possibly you just came to a place where you're like, no, I can't let that in again. It's just going to happen over again like it did before. The Strength card. I see this particular Strength card. That's why I have a bunch of little library full of cards, because they all say something different. This person here, somebody here still hasn't faced it. They still haven't faced it because it feels like it was terribly biting, hurting, or non-emotional, I would say. And they did it that way so they wouldn't have to face the emotional consequences. It feels like you are reconsidering whether to let someone back in your life or not, because you are expecting a repeat performance. It feels like you are going to get something here. What is this? Page of Pentacles. It feels like something arrives that is in the 3D. So maybe it's a message through a friend. Somebody's giving you a message from that person. If they don't know where you live and you've moved and they can't get you on social media, look, anybody can find you on social media. If they know where you are on social media, they can just make another alias and find you, right? If they really want to. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles here. We've got the Ten of Cups. We've got the Six of Cups. Oh no. This person's like, but remember the good times? Remember all the good times that we had? Yeah, and then you walked away. You disconnected from me like I was nothing. The Eight of Cups tells me that somebody just detached from their emotions. And the King of Swords tells me it felt quite surgical, like somebody just didn't care. And the reason they did it is because they weren't ready or willing to face their emotions. The Lover's in reverse though, right? It does really feel like somebody is showing up here with the Ten of Cups. So they're showing up with happiness, joy. Oh my gosh, good to see you. They could be sending you something, like I said. It does feel very strategic to me because the King of Swords is here. It feels like somebody sends something to your home address to see if it's returned as undeliverable, so to see if you still live there or not. The Six of Cups here tells me that you do have nostalgia. There is emotional nostalgia with this person, but it also feels like it ended up in somebody walking away. So I feel like somebody does want to give you something. They are going to ask to come back into your life. I feel like you put them on the outside looking in, and this has happened before. Tell me about the Three of Wands. It feels like you've already moved into the future. Like this, your future does not include them. You don't see someone else sitting at the table with you. that you feel like you should probably just move into the future on your own, or maybe you already have. We've got the Four of Cups. I'm comfortable here. If that person ever showed up again, I'd probably reject their emotional advances. It does feel like you're comfortable where you are. We've got the Five of Wands. Oh, damn. But it feels like it's like you are moving into the future and it's looking good for you, but it feels like you're in a comfortable place until this whole thing shows up, and then all of a sudden you're in indecision about whether or not you want to move forward or move ahead here. It's a disruptive time. And then we have the moon energy. So this is, of course, the Cancer Pisces energy, right? And it does feel like, is this person really serious? That's what it's giving me. It's giving me illusion. It's also, of course, giving me things are not as they seem. Why is that? What do you mean things are not as they seem? Oh, okay. This person is actually in indecision. It's almost like they are just testing the waters to see if you will call them back if they leave a message, or maybe they leave something in your mailbox with a phone number and see if you will call them back. Tell me about the Four of Swords. It feels like you've already healed from this and moved on, but I feel like this is coming back, like as an emotional thing, retrograde thing, right? We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so it feels like this has put you into a perspective you didn't think that you would have to be in. But this feels like it's an interruption. I feel like it's an interruption to your healing. And now you're considering, should I call them back? Should I call the number that is on the flowers or the paper? The King of Pentacles, the way I see here, is that it feels like you're solid and grounded and going in the right direction, but all of a sudden this obstacle shows up in the distance. And you're like, I know how to get around it. There is a way to get around it. I'm sure I'll find a path, but it feels like somebody's interrupting your solid, grounded, moving forward kind of energy here. Because it feels like you're either already in another relationship, or maybe you've moved and you've got a new job. It feels like your path is already laid out for you. That you've been on a very long journey of your health, your wealth, time, effort, energy, being very practical and careful about the way that you give away all of those things, time, effort, energy, money, how you use your health. It feels like that possibly when you began on this journey, the Knight of Pentacles, that you had this here that we can see, you had this outcome in mind when you began here. But I don't think that you are now interested in the outcome. I feel like you're more interested in the journey, which is the Ten of Pentacles to me. It feels like you are solid and grounded. Like, the thing is that if something showed up and you wanted it, would be fine, but I feel like you have everything that you need by yourself right now. And I feel like somebody really, it's like they ghosted, or they cut out, or they just blocked you, or something like that. And it feels like somebody here is still connected or attached to you. It feels like an attachment, but it also feels like this, it feels like a little bit of manipulation, because look, the Lovers is still in the reverse. It feels like nothing has really changed, or maybe they're just checking in on you to see if this is something that is viable. Tell me why the Devil is here. I'm going to say be very cynical. Be very cynical here, Scorpio. We've got the Hanged Man that came back. We've got the Seven of Swords, man. Yeah, you don't trust this person. You do not trust them. The Seven of Swords is here with the Hanged Man, and look the way they came out on the table here. Yeah, it looks like it all of a sudden throws you into a perspective of, I don't trust you. What are you hiding? Because the last time I let you in, you hurt me, and I'm still carrying some of that energy to this day. I think you jumped into it too quickly. The Eight of Wands are back here, and this person is holding the Ace. So it feels like what you thought might have been solid and grounded and rooted, it feels like moved too fast, and it moved in fire. When fire is how we start, fire usually burns out. Not always, right? Not always. There definitely are things that have started in fire that have worked out for a long time. But it does feel like you're wondering, do I just sacrifice this whole thing? Because this person, I don't really trust them. I don't trust that they're not being manipulative just because they don't like being on the outside of my life looking in. Yeah, it does feel like it's somebody who you've had harsh words with. Opposing views is what it feels like. It feels like you're both interested in the truth, but maybe you both have your own perspective of what the truth is. And one of you has a very distorted, sort of manipulative view. This person could even have manipulative words, right? The truth as this person sees it, not necessarily the truth as you see it. Because it feels like we have two people with opposing views. It feels like this person is pretty harsh in their delivery. They don't really care who's in the room. I'm just going to say it. You don't like it. Too bad. Don't argue with me. I know I'm right. I've got the facts and the details. This one here is going to speak the truth, but is going to speak to it in a way where people are actually going to respect them. So somebody here is going to teach you the truth. This is a teacher. It's the one who stands up front at the podium and gives some sort of a talk, right? Justice. Yeah. I feel like, well, because this is Libra as well, but it feels like you're the one that's interested in being diplomatic about what you say, that you always want to leave someone in a better state in which you found them. It feels like you always want to keep balance. You always want to do the right thing. That's what it feels to me here. And the fact that this person is showing up here, I feel like you didn't expect it. I think that you thought that once this was over, it was done. Look at that, the Fool's in the reverse. I feel like you're like, no, you're not going to make a fool of me again. Okay, look, I'm going to put down 3 more cards here. Let's do that first. I'm going to put down 3 more cards here, and we're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk about these 3 cards, but look, we're going to clarify all of this and find out exactly what's going on. Tell me about what else we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the 8 of Swords in the reverse. We've got the Hermit energy. And we've got the Magician. Okay, so you have found your power, friend. It feels like you have found your power, your spiritual power for sure. I feel like you have found your spiritual power. You realize that the ball is in your court. You are in control of your reality. And you are the person who can transform, who can change things. I think that you know that you are protected, that you can make your own decisions, that the ball is in your court, and this goes down the way you want it to. The 8 of Swords is in the reverse, which tells me you're no longer thinking about this person. It's no longer an obsessive thought pattern. Maybe it was for a while after they did what they did. But the Lover's energy in the reverse is sort of telling, right? We'll talk about that in the extended. Look, if you want to come into the extended, decision time is coming. The Emperor, you got to take control and make a decision about what you want to do next. If you're interested in coming into the extended with us, please look in the pinned comment. It's right below this video. And if you are interested in coming into the extended, please do that. Click on that link. You will find your way there. Also, I do have a private reading sale on right now, which is different for the membership than it is for the wider platform. If you're interested in coming into the membership, please go to the community board and you will see what that is all about, the special offer that I have there for you. If you are somebody who's interested in a private read but not interested in the membership area, then I do have a 10% off of my pre-recorded readings. So please click the link to Hypsee. Take a look over all of the listing of all my prices and packaging. You will get 10% off when you use the code that is in the pinned comment, which is Celebration 2026. And I just want to say happy 4th of July for you. I hope it was wonderful. And if you are Canadian, happy Canada Day. I hope it was great for you. And that's what this sale is about. It's a celebration. So it is a 2-week sale. If you're interested in any of that, and you're interested in the membership area, then please come on and see us. I'm going to go there now. If you're there, that's great. If you're not, that's okay, because I'll be back. Because I'm always back. Thanks, Scorpio. Bye-bye.